On to our first trend of the day, 8K Miles, that has reported a steady set of numbers for the September quarter, with profits registering a gain of almost 8%. Well, to discuss the key highlights of the quarter gone by, joining us on the show right now is the chairman, Mr. Suresh, who's joining us right now. Hi, Suresh, good morning to you, and thanks a lot for joining us today on Bloomberg Quint. Well, once again, it's turned out to be a steady quarter for the company. Could you tell us what are the factors that are behind the kind of growth that one has seen, at least in the first half of this fiscal?
We have clocked 211 crores, an increase of like a 72% over year on year, and also our EBITDA is at 70 crores. We've grown predominantly in our healthcare and life sciences vertical, where we are implementing cloud transformation in the pharma large customers, and also healthcare, where we implement our electronic medical records, and also moving into hosted as a service. These are the primary growth. And we see the infrastructure as a service market is growing very significantly, and a recent estimate from Gartner that it will even surpass SaaS revenue by 2021.
The company set revenue targets of around $200 million in the near term. Could you tell us how much of this growth can come organically?
Our growth, predominantly we focus on organic, and our inorganic is actually based on if we can able to scale it up through our cross-sell, upsell our services to the new in the industry, like either in the healthcare or in the financial services. With the current growth, we could able to achieve probably within the 24 to 30 months the goal.
Right, and if the company is actually looking to acquire businesses in order to achieve its long-term $500 million revenue target, could you tell us what sort of acquisition will you be targeting at?
Our focus is actually in the healthcare, life sciences, and also in the financial sector we are doing. And the growth of what we really look at is through acquisition in terms of either getting a large client base where we can go and upsell, cross-sell our cloud and big data solutions, and also our artificial intelligence-based data warehousing, and also our managed services. That's what we really look at. And while we are doing the public cloud implementation, we see a great opportunity in the large enterprise. There is certain amount of workloads is going to be kept in the private cloud as well. So we wanted to build as a multi-cloud transformation services for our large customer, where we could able to grow these accounts. Inside the accounts, each account like maybe like a $15-20 million inside the account, where we can do on year to manage both public cloud and private cloud. Our growth plan is based on the domain sector is actually on the healthcare, life sciences, and also in the financial services. In terms of the technology, what we really look at on a multi-cloud platform.
Suresh, a company like yours, 8K Miles, focuses on highly regulated industries like healthcare as well as life sciences. What are the advantages here, if you could tell us, and the potential risk with regulatory authorities?
The regulated workloads is a very difficult area for everybody to penetrate, because they need a lot of compliances and regulatory mandatory stuff, and also the security is the primary key. So it is not easy for anybody who just start a business, they could able to come and compete. It requires an automated platform is very critical. The cloud is not about just a people, it is also about a platform and a process and everything. So that's what 8K Miles specialize in that area. So we are also building, getting into High Trust certified, which will enable us to host a healthcare cloud itself, healthcare pharma cloud itself, because that is a very big mandatory requirement for for large pharma companies or healthcare companies to run. Otherwise, the FDA might shut down their operation. So it is very crucial for these large enterprises to adapt in a very compliant regulatory industry. That is one of the very critical USP, and the most important difference is we automate the whole process using our intellectual property like Cloud Easy and Automator. That is a big difference.
All right, sir. Thanks a lot for joining us today and taking us through the highlights of the quarter gone by. That was the management of 8K Miles. Clearly, if you look at the earnings, the net profit for the quarter came in at about 41 crore, which was an uptick of almost 8%. The operational revenue for the quarter stood at about 211 crore, which saw growth of as much as 8%. But the stock looks like it's witnessing a bit of profit booking. It's currently trading in the red with cuts of as much as closer to 1%, but still around those levels of 926. Okay, then moving on to our next trend of the day. Hathway